Yeah, so keep going. Yeah, okay, keep going, keep going.
Hey everyone, what's up everybody? Hey everyone, gotta eat this nasty, what is this? What's up everybody? It's a juggle. Bye-bye, igreja. It's kind of going with it.
The tough Rose Namajunas is one of the most beloved and inspirational fighters in the UFC today. Instead of her spectacular comeback, let's analyze the UFC strawweight champion's lifestyle. Let's get straight to the point. Number 5, her endorsements. Starting with the mule, there's no doubt that the UFC underpays fighters, even stars like Rose. But with a winning record and a large following, she has landed numerous individual sponsorship deals. The deal with Reebok is responsible for fighters receiving low salaries, as it doesn't allow individual sponsors on their gear. However, Rose's MMA exploits have landed her a much better individual contract with the apparel company. While the UFC has its Reebok sponsorship for all fighters, Namajunas has her own deal with Reebok. This places her in an exclusive group with fighters like Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey, Paige Van Zandt, Chris Weidman, and Rose's mortal enemy, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Rose has appeared in Reebok and promotes its products extensively on her social media. Another clothing brand that endorses her is RVCA Sport, which makes high-end sports and gym equipment and accessories. Rose has also endorsed Onyx Labs gear, specifically its gloves and shin guards. Charlotte's Web CBD, a hemp extract, is another Rose partner. Like most fighters, she is also affiliated with betting. You can find Rose predicting winners to promote MyBookie MMA, one of the few up-and-coming sports books.
Picks for tonight's fights, I'm going to go with Dominic Reyes, Cub Swanson, and Luke Boomy. I really like their styles, and I think it's going to be a good night of fights. So use my promo code THUGROSE and go to mybookie.ag to make your bet.
However, she picked Dominic Reyes to beat Jerry Prochaska, so it's advised to be cautious when following her betting advice. Rose extensively promotes the mortgage company Guaranteed Rate, an equal opportunity lender that believes in positivity. Therefore, they aren't as ruthless as most of their peers, and this is an endorsement Rose shares with Dustin Poirier. Rose is also part of Monster Energy's UFC Elite Fighters roster, which puts her on a level of exclusivity as the energy drink maker is a UFC sponsor. Stay tuned for 2 fun facts about Rose. Number 4, her hobbies. Everyone's seen the Tony is that kind of guy memes, but Rose is the kind of girl who is at one with herself. She's also known for keeping busy and honing her skills. In addition to dedicating her time to training and practicing to maintain her strawweight supremacy, she has a piano, which she acquired during her childhood. This isn't surprising, as her mother was a pianist who trained at the Lithuanian Academy of Music and Theater. She taught Rose to play the piano to keep her off the streets. The first glimpse of her musical talent that mainstream fans saw was when she was preparing to face Joanna in the rematch. Rose appeared playing the instrument in the UFC 223 promotional video, and the most recent clip of her piano performance was uploaded by ESPN. She has posted numerous videos of herself playing on her YouTube channel and has also featured her playing the organ alongside her mother. Rose says she listens to a varied playlist of classical music for her workouts. Rose is also an avid farmer, as she can often be seen working in her community's vegetable gardens. She has championed growing her own food and is known for having planted and harvested carrots and radishes. Rose also considers the difficulty of preparing the soil by plowing and harrowing as part of her endurance and strength training regimen. She stated from the beginning that she would like to pursue farming full-time once she hangs up her gloves. She also enjoys archery and traveling. We'll talk more about the latter later in the video. Here are 2 facts about Rose you might not know. First, she got her nickname from the mean streets of Milwaukee. Rose is a fierce fighter who shaved her head only because it prevented her from fighting. But her nickname, Bully, comes from when she used to hang out with the kids in her crime-ridden neighborhood. It was a dangerous place, but Rose, despite her small size, retained her trademark intense demeanor that scared people. This led her friends to call her a bully. Rose still retains all the mannerisms she learned on the street, as they are a vital part of her no-nonsense personality. Let's return to her lifestyle. Number 3, her struggle with mental health. It's admirable that mental health awareness is more important than ever today. Many organizations and celebrities have called for better treatment of mental health disorders. Rose has been on both ends of the spectrum, speaking out about mental health after experiencing a lot of trauma. It's one of the reasons everyone is so inspired by her. She's no stranger to having her peace of mind disrupted, as she is the daughter of Lithuanian refugees who fled their Soviet-occupied country. As mentioned above, Namajunas grew up in a tough neighborhood in Milwaukee. She had to grow up in a place where she witnessed violence from a young age. Her father, Arturas, suffered from schizophrenia and abandoned his family when Rose was still young. Therefore, her mother had to support the family, and she worked hard while her older brother was rarely home. Her father passed away in Germany in 2008 when Rose was just 16. She maintains a very close relationship with her grandparents and lost her grandfather in 2020. Her fiancé, Pat Barry, has had his own issues, which he says have affected Rose. Rose was also caught in the crossfire of the Conor McGregor-Khabib Nurmagomedov rivalry. She was present on the UFC 223 fight bus, the same one that was attacked by Conor McGregor with a wheelbarrow. These incidents have driven the #1 strawweight to fight with much more than the mental strength required to fight.
They're obviously not directly after me, but I'm just caught in this scenario, so I don't know. My imagination goes crazy, and just through all the things that I've been through in the past, I know that anybody could have a gun or a knife, or we don't know. And so I jumped to the negative pretty quickly, and so yeah, it was a lot of thoughts going into this fight.
In her recent fights, she has even been accompanied by Mishka, an emotional support dog, who helps her deal with her psychological issues. Rose, who has overcome these issues, has stated that martial arts saved her life. And when she became a star, Joanna, for the first time, said in her post-fight interview that these belts don't matter. You just have to be a good person.
Just the rest of the world too. I think that there's a lot of, negativity out there. Everywhere you look is just negative all the time, and I'm just trying to be that positive light as much as possible. I mean, I'm not perfect either, but maybe this will, we'll figure out a way to make this.
Fact number 2. She almost retired. Rose shocked the world by becoming the first person to defeat Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She beat her again, but was then dethroned by Brazilian Jessica Andrade. She then contemplated retirement after losing her world title to Andrade. She even turned down a fight with rising Chinese star Zhang Weili, who had taken the strawweight title from Andrade and severely beaten Joanna. Rose would make a successful comeback by defeating Andrade in a 3-round rematch and then brutally knocking out Weili in about a minute to regain her title. Number 2, her environmental efforts. There's no doubt that Mother Nature is in danger, and there are a host of issues that concern her. Rose, who enjoys a hippie lifestyle, is known for her concern for the environment. Namajunas has always used her platform as an acclaimed fighter to raise awareness about environmental protection. Namajunas is a staunch advocate for earthships, a type of passive solar shell shelter made from natural and recycled materials, such as compacted tires. Rose has promoted their benefits as affordable and energy-efficient housing, and has even traveled to Indonesia to help build them. Her love for urban agriculture also stems from the poor agricultural practices of Larnie. From her UFC career, Rose plans to establish urban gardens so city dwellers can grow their own food. She also supports the creation of organic, edible gardens in schools to teach children about agriculture. Number 1, her spending. Rose has a net worth of over $1.5 million. Her most recent payday was over $300,000, $100,000 more than her previous fight. But you won't see her wearing designer clothes, driving luxury cars, or eating gold-studded steaks. Namajunas doesn't live a materialistic or glamorous life. Instead, she focuses on training and peace of mind. So what does she spend this money on? Traveling, of course. Namajunas visits Lithuania regularly and even communicates with her family in Lithuanian. She has vacationed and traveled to Hawaii, Indonesia, and other tourist spots. She also enjoys admiring the landscapes of her home state, Colorado. She doesn't own flashy cars, but she and her fiancé, Pat, like to rent RVs. This gives them an advantage when traveling around the United States. The couple loves hiking to enjoy the scenery and training at high altitudes. Rose and Pat also enjoy walks through forests and other landscapes. Both inside and outside the octagon, Rose prefers simplicity and authenticity. So this was a glimpse into the lifestyle of tough guy Rose Namajunas. Rose has been one of the UFC's biggest stars since defeating Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Joanna, who seemed invincible until that moment, did her best to break Rose's spirit with a barrage of harsh insults. However, Rose's victory, along with her calm and assertiveness, made her a fan favorite. Rose has had a difficult life, but she's managed to turn all her troubles into one of the greatest fighters of all time, personifying a pure-hearted person who enjoys living a peaceful, drama-free life. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe if you haven't already to see more videos like these. See ya!